Good morning, students. Once again, Karuna teacher extends a warm welcome to all my dear students for today's English lecture. In today's English lecture, we are going to discuss notes of chapter 1.5, a Kabaddi match. Students, if you want, you can open the workbook and take a pencil, or you can take a screenshot of every slide so that after the lecture is over, you can start completing the notes in your English workbook in neat and clean handwriting. So please don't forget to take a screenshot. Let's start, students. Question number 1. What led to the hopes of class 9th A soaring? The inclusion of 3 new students in class 9th A who were outstanding Kabaddi players led to the hopes of the class soaring. So this is your answer number 1, students. We move on to the next, but I once again request you to take a screenshot. Let's proceed. How did the spectators boost the morale of both the teams? Means what the spectators were doing, audience were doing to encourage the team players. Answer. When the match started, all the spectators clapped and boosted the morale of both the teams. Next question. How was the first point of the game scored? Answer. Raider Govind was so swift that before opponents realized it, he had touched Suresh from 9th B and was already heading home and a point was scored. So in this way, the first point of the game was scored. So this is answer number 2 and answer number 3. Let's move on to next question. What was the strength of Ravi from 9th B? Answer. Ravi from 9th B was a very strong player and he could single-handedly catch hold of any player tightly in between his legs, twisted like scissors. Releasing oneself from his grip would be next to impossible. Means how Ravi was important player from 9th B. Ravi was having a very good trick of holding the contestant in his legs like the Caesar. So this was his strength. Number 5, why was Ravi relaxed? Answer. Ravi was relaxed as he had never dreamt of any strong opposition from any team. Ravi was relaxed because he felt that there is no other any strong opponent like him in the next team. Which quality helped Mangesh to prove his mettle? The quality of determination helped Mangesh to prove his mettle. Means how did Mangesh showed his talents, his strength? The quality of determination helped him to show his mettle, means his strength. Determination means strong willpower, a strong desire to achieve something in life. We move on to next questions. We start with question number 7. What was the result of Mangesh's efforts? Answer. Mangesh, through his efforts, not only saved himself, but was able to score 3 points for his team as Ravi, Mohan and Ajinkya, who were holding him, were also declared out. So Mangesh was able to out these 3 players and so he was able to score 3 points for his team. Number 8. How was the whole of 9th B team declared out? Why the whole players of 9th B were declared out? What happened? Let's discuss. The 3 players from 9th B trapped Vivek, but he slowly moved back towards his court with the 3 anti-raiders moving with him. When they caught his arm and were trying to pull him back, Vivek slipped his leg beyond the midline with the anti-raiders still hanging onto his arm. Thus, the whole of 9th B was declared out. So this is your answer. Let's move on to the next question. What helped 9th A beat 9th B who had never tasted defeat earlier in the game of Kabaddi? So how did 9th A was able to defeat 9th B? Answer. 9th A outplayed 9th B in all areas of Kabaddi. Their team spirit, confidence, strategies, swiftness, and suppleness helped them to beat 9th B, who had never tasted defeat before. Means these were the qualities of 9th A: team spirit, confidence, strategies, means plans, swiftness and suppleness, means very quick. So these qualities helped 9th A to defeat 9th B. Next question. Give the meanings of the following words and frame sentence of your own. Now you can see these few words from the lesson. Number 1, spectators. What is the meaning? People who watch a game. They are called spectators. Let's make a sentence. After the winning goal, the spectators erupted into cheers. So spectators means audience. Number 2, opponents means one who compete with others in a game. Now let's make a sentence. Before the game began, the opponents shook hands with each other. Third, cautiously means in a guarded manner. Sentence. The dog moved cautiously after seeking the snake, means taking care. Strategies, as I told you just now, means plan of action to achieve an aim. The army generals met to discuss the strategies of war. Enviable, sought after. My friend's collection of toys is very enviable. Enviable means something we feel jealous of. Okay. So these sentences which I have given here, you can write these sentences, or if you feel you want to write some other sentences of your own, you can write them. Let's move on. Read the following passage and complete the activities that follows. Number 1, prepare a word register for the word sports, means related to the word sports. Which words are there in this lesson? The words are courts, teams, opponents, players. All these words are related to sports. So this is your answer. Please take screenshot of every slide, students, because you are supposed to complete these answers in your English workbook in neat and clean handwriting. Which aspects of the game of Kabaddi is highlighted in this extract? The rules of the game of Kabaddi and qualities required to excel in this game are two aspects discussed in this extract. So which points are discussed? The rules of playing Kabaddi and the qualities which are required in a player that are discussed. Next question. What should each team do to play the game? So what is the method of playing Kabaddi? To play the game, each team sends raiders across the midline to the other team. Raiders means attacker. What does the raider do? Now what job the raider has to do? The raider tries to tag. Tag means touch the opponents and run back to his side all in one breath by saying the word Kabaddi, Kabaddi. Next question. Why should the raider chant Kabaddi, Kabaddi all the time? What is the rule? Why the player has to say these words again and again? To show that the raider has not inhaled again. The raider has to chant Kabaddi, Kabaddi all the time. Means the raider is not supposed to breathe again. He has to say these words Kabaddi, Kabaddi to prove that. So these are your answers. Let's move on to the next slide. When does the opposite team get bonus point? Okay, so when a team can get a bonus point? When all the 7 players in a team are out, the opposite team gets bonus points, and that bonus point is called a Lona. Which team wins the match? The team with the maximum points wins the match. The team which is able to score maximum points, they are the winners. What are the qualities essential to excel at Kabaddi? Which qualities you should have so that you can become a very good Kabaddi player? Answer. To excel in the game of Kabaddi, one requires good health, muscular strength, strategic skills, a lot of practice, and above all, great determination. Means one should be fit and fine, having good skills of Kabaddi. One should do a lot of practice and should have a strong desire in the mind that I want to play kabaddi very well. So these qualities are essential. Next question related to grammar. The team with the maximum points wins the match. State the word class of the underlined word. Word class means we have to identify which part of speech it is, the word which is underlined. Now the underlined word maximum gives us information about noun points, and so maximum is adjective because adjective gives us more information about noun. Next question. Do you think sports play an important role in development? Elaborate. Now this question, students, I will be providing you answers in the notes which school will be providing you in few days. So from that notes, you will copy that answer and write in your English workbook. Okay, students? Let's move on to the next question. Question number 5. Arrange the points to show how the game of kabaddi is played. Now here students, clearly they have given the different steps of this lesson. But these steps or these points are not in proper order. So what we are supposed to do? We have to arrange them in a proper order as they appear in this lesson. So if you read these sentences, you will find they are not in proper sequence. Okay, they are up and down, mixed up. So we have to arrange them according to the number. So all these sentences, number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, and number 6, we have to arrange in proper order. So which is the first sentence according to your lesson? This is the sentence. Each team sends raiders across the midline of the other team. So write number 1 in this box. Number 2, after this, what happens? The raider tries to tag the opponents and run back to his side all in one breath, saying kabaddi, kabaddi continuously. This is number 2. The opponents try to catch the raider and try to stop him going back to his half time. He loses his breath and has to inhale again. So this is your number 3. Next, last sentence. If the raider manages to go back successfully, all the persons he has tagged and all those who have touched him are declared out. This is number 4. For each player declared out, the opposite team scores a point. If all the 7 players in team are out, the opposite team gets a bonus point, that is a Lona, that is number 5. The team with the maximum points wins the match. This is number 6. So we have arranged them in proper order. Okay, so this is the correct sequence of all these sentences according to your lesson. Please take a screenshot. We will move further. Describe in your own words the important events in the first half and in the second half. This is homework, student. This you are supposed to write in your own words. What are some important incidents which took place in the first half of the kabaddi match and in the second half of the kabaddi match? That you will write in your own words. So this is homework, student. Let's proceed further. Do as directed related to grammar. The school sports meet was scheduled next month. So state the part of speech of the underlined word. Now which word is underlined? Next. It is giving you information about noun, that is month. So next is adjective, a word which gives you more information about noun, that is adjective. The practice matches had already begun. Add a question tag. Write the full sentence as it is. After this sentence, put a comma and not a full stop. Here you will see the helping verb is had. So write that word had over here. Now, is there any negative word in this sentence? No. Then we will write here the word not in short form, N''T. After that, we are talking about the practice matches. Matches more than one, plural. So we will use they. Hadn't they? In this way, we have to add a question tag. Remember, if the sentence is positive, the question tag will be negative. And if the sentence is negative, the question tag will be positive. This is the main rule. Number 3, when the match started, all the spectators clapped and boosted the morale of both the teams. Pick out the action words. Action words means the words which shows you some action, that is verbs. Started, clapped, and boosted. These words show us some action, so they are called as action words. Let's move on. Mangesh from 9th A was strong. Form a WH question to get the underlined word as the answer. Now, can you see these words are underlined? Mangesh from 9th A. So, we have to frame a question by using WH, okay, in such a way that this underlined part should become your answer. So, how you will frame the question? Who was strong? So, the answer is Mangesh from 9th A was strong. So, the answer is Mangesh from 9th A. And put a question mark. Kabaddi is an ancient sport. Pick out the articles. There are three articles. A, and, the. So in this sentence, which is the article? And. So the answer is an article. Let's move on. One day you may help win glory for your school. Pick out the model and state its function. Model means we may, can. They are called as modal verbs, auxiliary verbs. Now here we have written that model, that is may, and what the word may suggests, it is showing you some possibility. Okay, so may dash possibility means it can happen. One day, okay, the same question is repeated. Question number 5, list all the words specially used in the game of Kabaddi. This question is a homework. Question number 5A, list all the words specially used in the game of Kabaddi. Now in this lesson, which words you feel are related to the game of Kabaddi, that words you are supposed to write in this answer. This is a home assignment. This is a homework which students you have to do on your own. Okay, let's proceed further. With this, students, we have completed with the discussion of notes of chapter 1.5. So I expect you will write all these answers in neat and clean handwriting in your workbook. Now we start with next lesson 1.6, the peacock and the crane. Let's discuss the notes of this lesson. We start with the first question. How was the peacock in the story unique? Answer. Unique means different. The peacock in the story was unique as he had a gorgeous tail like no other bird had. Means peacock's tail was very beautiful and no other bird was having such tail. Why did the peacock spread his own colorful tail? Why did he started showing his tail? The peacock spread his own colorful tail to show off and for the crane to see and admire. Because peacock wanted the crane to see his tail and admire it. We move on to the next question. Please start taking a screenshot. Which line in the extract tells us that the peacock was extremely pompous, means to be proud of? The line, I am dressed like a king, tells us that the peacock was extremely pompous, means he used to feel that I am superior and all other are inferior. So this line shows that. What did the crane compare the peacock to? The crane compared the peacock to any other cock. Next question. What did you learn from this fable? Fable means a small story which gives a very nice message and moral. Now, what do you learn from this particular fable? I know we have discussed this during our video. So this answer I will be giving you in the form of printed notes, and school will provide you that printed notes in few days. So when you get that notes in your hand, you read this answer and then you write it in your English workbook. We move on to the next question. Read the following sentences carefully and choose the correct meanings. Number 1, the peacock had gorgeous tail like no other bird. So what is the exact meaning of this sentence? 3 options are given. No other bird had a tail. The peacock's tail was more beautiful than any other bird's. Third option, all birds had gorgeous tails. So which is the correct answer? The second one. So put a tick mark. Number 2, fine feathers don't make fine birds. What is the meaning of this sentence? 3 options are given. You cannot use feathers to make birds. You can judge something by its outward beauty. Something that looks beautiful may not really be beautiful. So the third option is the correct one. So put a tick mark. We move on to the next question. Make sentences using the following phrases. Now these few phrases are used in this particular fable and we have to make a sentence by using these phrases. We should not be conceited as it mars our beauty, our personality. To admire. Sentence. I admire our freedom struggle fighters who sacrifice their lives for the sake of our motherland. To boast, India can boast of the progress it made in the last few years in the field of science and technology. Students, I have given you these sentences, but if you feel you want to write sentences of your own, you can write, students. Only see to it that the sentences are grammatically correct and they have complete and proper meaning. Next question. What is the meaning of? Now these words are given in your workbook. The first word is conceited. Okay, this is the first word. So what is the meaning of conceited? Very proud, vain or arrogant. Second, gorgeous. What is the meaning? Means beautiful, magnificent, stunning. Third one, scoffed, means what? To laugh. Laugh at rudely and scornfully, to insult others. Glory means beauty and splendor. So these are the meanings of the words. Let's discuss some true or false. Number one, the peacock was extremely humble and polite. Do you think so? That peacock was very kind, very polite? The answer is false. See at the bottom, answer is false. Number two, the crane's feathers shone in all colors of rainbow. Did you see any color in the feathers of crane? No, answer is false. The peacock's tail was very beautiful and colorful and not crane's. So both the sentences are false. Let's proceed further. Who does the fable deal with? Means this fable is related to whom? Which animals, which birds are there in this particular fable? Answer. The fable deals with the conceited peacock and the crane. What tells us that the peacock was extremely boastful? How we will come to know? How did you come to know from this particular fable that peacock was very proud and he always speaks about his beautiful feathers and tail? Answer. The peacock spread its shiny feathers in all colors of the rainbow for crane to see and admire. He also compared it to the crane's pale feathers. He added that he was dressed like a king. This tells us that he was extremely boastful. He's always talking about his own self, considering that I am superior and all others are inferior. Number 4. How did the crane react to the peacock's criticism? Answer. The crane agreed with the peacock that his feathers were pale, but added that he could. Okay, this answer, I think students, you should complete on your own. Okay, a request to all of you, please complete this answer on your own. We move on to the next question. Give one more example which shows that a beautiful appearance is not enough. Okay. Now this answer I will be giving you in the form of notes. See this. I will be giving you answer of this question in the form of printed notes which school will provide you, and from that notes you copy the answer here in your workbook. So this answer I will be giving you in the form of notes. Next question. The peacock scoffed at the crane's colorless and dull feathers. Form a WH question to get the underlined part as answer. So what is the answer? What did the peacock scoff at? So we have to make a question by using WH. So we have used what in such a way that this sentence becomes your answer. Next one. Fine feathers don't make fine birds. We have to separate the sentence into subject and predicate. Subject means the part of the sentence about whom we are talking about, and the remaining part becomes predicate. So we are talking about fine feathers. So subject is fine feathers. Predicate, the remaining part of the sentence, that is don't make fine birds. Let's proceed. Find the odd word. Now 4 words are given: other, own, my, so. Out of this, the word so is odd. Why? Because the other words, the rest are used as adjectives. Okay, and so is not used as an adjective. Question number 6. Complete the list of adjective words associated with nature. So in this particular fable, which words are related with nature? Answer: bird, rainbow, clouds, stars. So these words are related to nature. Next question. Beauty is skin deep. Give your views. Means beauty is related to your skin or to the inner beauty. Now we have already discussed in this fable that the outer beauty, your outer appearance, your outer clothes are not important, but your inner beauty, your inner soul, your character, your nature, that is more important. So what you feel about that, that you will explain here in your own words. So this is a personal response question. This is a homework which you have to write in your own words. List 5 adjectives and 5 nouns from the story. Now adjectives means the words which gives you information about nouns, and nouns means the words which are used for place, person and thing. So the adjectives are conceited, gorgeous, colorless, dull, own. And nouns are peacock, tail, bird, crane and day. We move on to the next. Give the noun forms of. Now, whenever you have to make noun forms from the words, I have given you one clue. In your mind, you should use the word my before this word. Conceited, my conceit. Dull, my dullness. See, my sight. Admire, my admiration. Pale, my paleness. True, my truth. High, my height. Beautiful, my beauty. Glorious, my glory. So you can use this idea of using my before the word to make the nouns. Let's move on to the next. Do as directed. There was once a very conceited peacock who had a gorgeous tail like no other bird. So state the parts of speech of the underlined words. Means these words are the nouns, adjective, adverbs that we have to identify. Once, very, these are adverbs because they are giving you information about verb. Conceited, gorgeous, they are adjectives because they are giving you information about noun, that is tail and peacock. Look at my feathers, change the voice. This topic is there in your second semester, but I told you in change the voice, we have to change active into passive or passive into active. Subject becomes object and objects become subject. Let my feathers be looked at by you. So we will discuss this when we start with the second semester portion. I am dressed like a king. Pick out the article. Now there are 3 articles, a and the. So which article is used over here in this sentence? A. That's true. Pick out the contraction and state what it stands for. Contraction means when 2 words are joined together by omitting a particular letter. That's it. So that is your answer. So here we have given apostrophe and I is omitted. That is. Fine feathers don't make fine birds. Add a question tag. Write the whole sentence, then put a comma. See the verb, helping verb, don't. When the sentence is negative, the question tag will be positive. So instead of don't, we will write here do. We are talking about fine feathers. Feathers means more than one plural. So we will use they. Do they and put a question mark. This is the question tag. Now, this is one test which is there in your workbook on page number 38. This is a home assignment which you are supposed to solve on your own. This is a revision of your Voyage 1. Voyage 1 means chapter number 1.1 to chapter number 1.7. Okay. So based on that, all these lessons based on Voyage 1, this one small test is given which students are supposed to solve on their own. Read all lessons, read all question answers, and then start solving these questions in your own words. So this is a homework which is given to you and you all are supposed to complete it. Okay. So today students, we have completed notes of all the lessons from 1.1 to 1.7. Okay. So please complete all your notes in your English workbook in neat and clean handwriting. Okay. So with this, we have concluded with today's lecture. Before saying bye, students, I would request you, we are going to have our exams. The exams are in the form of MCQ question, multiple choice questions. Means for every question, options will be given. From that options, you only have to click which is a correct option. This is the way, this is the method how you are going to solve your question paper. Just like Kaun Banega Crorepati. Okay, so I have just given you a small gist. an idea about the question papers, which we are going to start after 15th August. Okay. So students, with this, Karuna teacher is saying bye to you. Stay at home. Stay safe. Do take care of yourself and complete your workbooks. Bye.